What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT, and I'm back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10. Spoiler warning for The Walking Dead show, comics, all that stuff. But it's funny that these two characters were both sick in the same episode. We didn't see Rosita in Season 10, Episode 5, but we heard that she was sick. She caught a bug. She's probably not feeling well. But in the same episode, we found out that Ezekiel is dealing with something that may be cancer. It may or may not be cancer, but we'll just have to wait to find out. But first, guys, make sure you're subscribed. I don't want people to miss out by YouTube unsubscribing people for some reason. So hit that subscribe button or check at least that you're subscribed. Now, that does not look good. That is a growth, a tumor, an infection, a goiter, something, right? Does Ezekiel have cancer? Will he get treatment from the Commonwealth? Will he get help from somebody, right? I doubt we'll find out anytime soon, but I'm eager to find out. Now, it's funny that Ezekiel and Rosita were both sick in the same episode. And you're like, why? Why is that funny? Well, if you know the comics, well, I guess it's not funny, but it's interesting that Rosita and Ezekiel were two major Pike victims, the Whisperer Pike victims in the comic. And in this episode, they're both sick. Shout out to the person who commented this. Shout out to them for sure. I thought of the idea, but also got to give credit where credit is due. That's for sure. But I made a video talking about Rosita potentially being killed off this season by the tainted water. And maybe baby Coco as well. And what it could mean for the future of the show, the Whisper of War, and all that. But if we go back to season 9, episode 15, we got the Pike victim death. And these are the Pike victims. And Rosita and Ezekiel are not there. Some people were a little underwhelmed by the people that were picked for the Pike victims, but either way, it happened, and at least it happened for the show. The big moments from the comics usually do. But some people are also asking questions about the opening credits or the opening sequence, and the Pike lineup is there. And it's funny that they basically highlight 2 Pike victims. There's more there. I think there's like 4 or 5 in the actually opening minutes, but it's kind of funny that they highlight 2 there, and that could represent Ezekiel and Rosita. It's just a theory and discussion right now, but the Pike victims from the comic are different than the show. There was Luke and a couple people that survived as well, besides Rosita and Ezekiel, so it could mean more than that. But either way, I feel like Rosita is in danger. Ezekiel's in danger for sure, but I think Ezekiel's going to pull through for some reason. I just don't know why I think that, but I thought he was one of my early victims for this season to die off. But I feel like Rosita is, if you know the channel, you know potentially why she could die off, maybe for another job. But is Rosita and baby Coco in danger? For sure. Is Ezekiel? For sure. But it's kind of interesting that 2 of the major Pike victims that survived from the comic to the show at this point are both sick. And maybe it's something, maybe it's nothing, but I find it interesting that both of these characters could die off by sickness here. But if you know the channel, you know recently some pictures came up about one of these characters, so I'm not sure if they're both gonna live, both gonna die, one gonna live, one gonna die. So let me know your thoughts, post your comments below, and for those interested in my Zombie Apocalypse book series, I have 10 books available now online, and the link to all 10 books is in the description below at our Amazon storefront. I hope you pick up your copy today and join the fight, and tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.